Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So right here I have the brand new Olight Warrior 3, and this is replacing my favorite Olight, which is the M2R Warrior Pro. So I want to put these up side by side, let you guys know the differences. Let's check it out. So the Olight Warrior 3 comes in the standard Olight box here. We have our typical runtime and lumen information on the back. And once we break it open, we have actually a pretty nice nylon holster right here. I like this. Now, I don't like too many nylon holsters, but I do like this version right here with the Warrior 3. Inside of this box here, we have our standard user manual and the Olight magnetic charger, which is the MCC3 2-amp magnetic charger. And now let me give you guys a nice close-up of the brand new Olight Warrior 3 right here. And while you guys are checking this out, let's talk about some of the features. So the brand new Warrior 3 is a tactical style flashlight with a maximum lumen output of 2300 lumens. And it has a maximum throw of 300 meters and 23,000 candela. Now that's an upgrade over the M2R Warrior Pro's 1800 lumens and 22,400 candela, but they both have the exact same 300 meter throw. The Warrior 3 has 5 lighting modes, plus strobe, and 2 user modes. Now that's one less mode from the M2R Warrior Pro's 6 modes. Now we just have 1 medium level instead of 2 medium levels. The Warrior 3 still retains dual switches, a tail switch and a brand new side switch. Yes, it does inherit the Olight Seeker style side switch, which displays what mode you're in and battery level with 4 LEDs on each side of the side switch. And the new Tailcap is re-engineered to support the optional dual-button magnetic remote switch. And inside we have a proprietary 21700 5000 milliamp hour 3.6 volt rechargeable lithium-ion battery. And on the outside we have the same tough aluminum alloy body as we saw on the M2R Warrior Pro. And it retains that same awesome striking bezel. Both the Warrior 3 and the M2R Warrior Pro have the same impact resistance at 1.5 meters. And the same IP rating of IPX8. The X means the dust proofing isn't rated, and the 8 means it's submersible in up to 6 feet of water. So let me give you guys a close-up of the Warrior 3 and the M2R Warrior Pro right here, and you can see these are almost identical. There's just slight differences with the aesthetics, meaning right here on the tail cap, that little design is different, and the same thing right here on the head of each light. But let's talk about the main differences between each of these flashlights. The Warrior 3 now has 2300 lumens as opposed to 1800 lumens on the M2R Warrior Pro. And it does have 600 more candela, 23,000 here versus 22,400 on the old version. But the throw distance is exactly the same at 300 meters. And now the next obvious change is the side switch right here. We have the Warrior 3 that adopted the Olight Seeker style side switch right here, which I'm a huge fan of. And if I turn it to the side here, the M2R Warrior Pro has a more rounded side switch, and this new switch on the Warrior 3 is just flat. And this is a design choice that I absolutely love because it's harder to accidentally hit this button while it's in your pocket when it's flat as opposed to something more rounded like this. And I really hope that Olight starts putting this style of side switch on every single flashlight moving forward. I just love the side switch. Give it a nice press, and right on the side we can see our battery life indicated with 4 LEDs right here. And we get to see that battery status every time we turn the light on. Let me let it go away. Go away. All right, and then we turn it off. Shows you the battery life when we turn it off too. That's awesome. And then on the left side, it shows us what mode we're in or lumen output. So if I press it and then hold it down, that's low. 2 is medium. 3 is high. And then double press, there's our turbo, and then turn it off. I just love this thing. So it just instantly takes the guesswork out of what mode we're in just by turning the light on. And now another major change they made in the upgraded Warrior 3 is this new tail cap here with this new lip. Now, of course, they changed this to support their brand new dual button magnetic remote switch. I don't have that brand new switch to show you, but once you put it on, you can click it in and it'll lock right onto the tail cap now, which is a very nice upgrade. But other than that, if I turn it to the side here, the buttons are exactly identical. And the only other real differences I see here is if I hold them side by side like this, you can see the Warrior 3 is slightly longer than the previous version. To my eyes, that's about 1/8 of an inch longer. And I think that's just to allow more room for this brand new switch. And I say that because you can see on these anti-rolling spots right here, this one's a lot shorter than this one right here on the Warrior 3. They both have the same two-way pocket clip, as you can see right there, and the same striking bezel on both lights. Maybe my favorite striking bezel of any flashlight except for the TK16 version 2 from Phoenix. And now let's weigh both of these to see if there's any weight differences with the battery in. That says 6.3 ounces and this one is 6.3 ounces. So it looks like these weigh exactly the same still with the battery in it. And now let's get to the UI here. So it does have 5 lighting modes plus strobe. It has a moon, low, medium, high, and turbo, and strobe. So let's start with the side switch here. If we hold down that side switch, we can get to our 1 lumen moonlight mode, which now lasts 55 days as opposed to 50 days on the previous version here. And you can only get to that moonlight mode if the flashlight is off. And now let's get to low. So once we turn it on, just press it. Now we are in our low mode that's indicated with the 1 LED light right there. And if you want to cycle through the modes, we just hold down the light. Let me get over here so you can see what's going on. So low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Now low is 15 lumens that'll last for 130 hours. Medium is 200 lumens that'll last for 13 hours. Hold it down again, that's our 800 lumen high that'll last for 166 minutes. And then step down to 250 lumens and that'll last for another 39 minutes. And then to get to turbo through that side switch, we have to double click. That is our 2300 lumens here, and that'll last for 2.5 minutes. Then it'll step down to 800 lumens. That'll last for 160 minutes, and then that'll step down again to 250 lumens, and that'll last for another 39 minutes. And if you want to get to strobe from that side switch, you have to triple click, and there's our strobe, and a single press off. Now this UI is slightly different from the M2R Warrior Pro because right here you can see medium 2 and medium 1. They drop down to just a single medium, which I like that choice. It makes for a cleaner UI, at least in my opinion. And on top of that, the medium 2 was 60 lumens and medium 1 was 250. Now we just have a 200 lumen medium, which I'm fine with. And now let's get to the tail switch operation here. So our silent mode, half press and hold. There is our medium. And then from our half press, we just let it go and it turns right off. Now, if you want silent turbo, we have to full press and hold, and there is our 2300 lumen turbo, and just let it go to turn it off. And now let's get to the constant on, half press and let go real quick. There's our constant medium, and then our constant turbo is hard press, quick, let go, and there's our constant turbo. And now let's get to tactical mode. So to get to tactical mode, super easy. You have to press and hold the tail switch and then press the side switch right after. So hold, press, and now we're in tactical mode. So now a half press on that tail switch takes us to turbo, and a full press gives us our strobe. And to exit, put us back into the normal mode, press and hold, same, hit that side switch, super easy. And yes, the Warrior 3 does have a memory, so let's put it on medium right here, turn it off, turn it back on, goes right back to medium. And yes, that memory does support moonlight, so if I press and hold for moonlight, there's our moonlight, turn it off, and then turn it back on, we're right back to moonlight. So I love that feature too. And it has a super easy lockout function, so just press and hold that side switch, light turns off, and if we try to get back in, we have that little red indicator right there showing that we're locked out. Even if I press it from the bottom, that red light still goes on. To get out of the lockout mode, press and hold for a couple seconds and we're right back on. So it's a fairly easy UI that Olight has in place here. I'm a fan of it. It's really easy to get used to. And if you have any other Olights, you'll feel right at home with the Warrior 3. And now let's check out the color temperature differences here. So I have these both on low. And as you can see the color differences here, this is the M2R Warrior Pro, Warrior 3. The new Warrior 3 is a much cooler color temperature than the previous version. This is a cool white beam that comes out of this Warrior 3, and it's a much warmer temperature here, and you can definitely see the difference here on my desk. And you'll also be able to tell the difference in my beam test a little bit later on in this video, but this gives you a nice idea right now. And check this out. I'm gonna put this right on my table, and I'm gonna start slowly lifting up, and look at this. Watch the hot spot on the Warrior 3 here. So as I get higher, then you can start to see that nice hotspot. So if I get in real close, watch what happens. Look at that. That's crazy. So it looks like the M2R Warrior Pro maintains that hotspot. The Warrior, it kind of gets a little bit blown out right there, and then the hotspot sort of makes its appearance. That's very interesting. All right, let's do a quick turbo and heat test. I'm gonna let this run for about 3 minutes on turbo. And after about 3 minutes, I'm gonna take its temperature, see how hot it is at the head and at the body. And within those 3 minutes, I'll be able to tell if there's any step down within those 3 minutes. Because Olight does claim it gets 2.5 minutes of turbo and then steps down to 800 for another 160 minutes. I wanna see if that 2.5 minutes is accurate. All right, so I'll try to do this at the same time. Go. All right, there's our 3 minutes, and I've been taking the temperature the whole time. And where's my little thing? Really? All right, this says 98.2 at the head after 3 minutes, and at the body, 85.8. So I'll pop up on the screen right now of the different temperatures at 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 3 minutes. And there was definitely a step down. I'll put that on the screen as well right now. So obviously under 100 degrees, this is completely manageable even with my bare hands. This isn't an issue at all. This actually runs very, very cool. All right, so now it's time for the beam test. Let's take these two outside and compare them both. All right, let's start with moonlight mode here, and about, I don't know, 15 feet from those bushes. Can't really even see them. There's low, medium, there's high, and double, and there's turbo. All right. So yeah, about 15 feet from those bushes. I'm also trying out my new iPhone 13 Pro. Didn't feel like hauling out my Panasonic GH5. And this looks like it's doing pretty well. So if this does a good job with these beam shots, I'm gonna start using this phone instead of my camera. So let's move on to the next spot. Say I'm about 40 feet from those trees back there, go right to turbo, and check out that beam profile. Really nice hotspot here. Yes, it's kind of rainy, but you're not gonna always have perfect conditions using this flashlight either. So I figure it's a good time to show what it's like in different conditions. Show you that tree right there. Look at that. Like I said, it's about 30 to 40 feet away from here. Very, very nice. Now I like this spot here because I can see pretty darn far. It's at least 150 feet back. So that's that furthest point there. So that's low, medium, high, and then turbo. You can see those trees in the back with no problem at all. Look at that. It's a really nice beam here. You turn it around, you can see the path I just came down. And turn back around. So that's a very nice hotspot on this light. And as you can see, it is a cool white. So it's a lot cooler than the M2R Warrior Pro. If you like that or not, I happen to be a fan of this cooler light with this light for this purpose. And I think that has a lot to do with the 600 candela brighter than the old version, because the cooler white usually is a little bit brighter than the warmer light. But let me turn this off, and I'm gonna give you guys a nice look at the M2R Warrior Pro now. So just for reference, this is about 30 feet on the Warrior 3 on turbo, and this is the M2R Warrior Pro on turbo, same distance. So I'm gonna put these stills up side by side just so you guys can see the difference in the beam profile here, the hotspot, and the color temperature. So I apologize about the rain in those beam shots there. Can't really control the weather, plus Olight was late sending me this Warrior 3 to review. So honestly, I've only had a few days to test out this Warrior 3, and I have to have this video out by their flash sale on the 28th. So I had to record this video today, rain and all. Hopefully you guys got a good idea of the beam shots there, and in my opinion, they're almost identical. In fact, I believe that the Warrior 3 had a slightly bigger hotspot than the M2R Warrior Pro here, and the color differences are obvious. This is much cooler than the warmer previous version. But honestly, if these were the same color temperature and I had these side by side, I couldn't really tell the difference, not with the naked eye. So would I recommend the Warrior 3 over the M2R Warrior Pro? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's still the same great flashlight as the M2R Warrior Pro here, just upgraded. 500 more lumens, 600 more candela. We have the Seeker style side switch here that gives us our battery life and our lumen output. It's an 1/8 of an inch longer, but exactly the same weight as the previous version. And now it has a brand new Tailcap design to accept a brand new remote tail switch. I think this is really cool. And it only has one medium, but really, do we really need two mediums? I don't think so. So coming into this video, the M2R Warrior Pro was my favorite Olight, but I think I'm gonna have a new favorite here in the Warrior 3. And now let's talk about Olight's flash sale here. It starts on October 28th, which is today, if you're watching this video when it's released. So just by logging in, you get a free i3E OD Green Keychain Flashlight. That's an $11.95 value, and that's just for logging in. There's also a charity sale going on. They have an i3T EOS Pink Camouflage for 25% off, and that's limited to 2 per person. All proceeds from the sales of the i3T EOS Pink Camouflage will be donated to the Breast Cancer Foundation. So this is all going for a very good cause. So if you guys ever wanted a pink camouflage i3T EOS, now's the time to get it. And also they will have the Warrior 3 for up to 40% off. So definitely grab it now at 40% off, because after the sale ends, it goes right back to full price. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the brand new Olight Warrior 3? Now, I'll have all the sale information and links down below in my description box. And as I already mentioned, Olight did send me this to review, so all the links down below are affiliate links. If you use those, the channel gets a small kickback. It doesn't cost you a dime more, but it just helps me out a little bit, and I greatly appreciate it. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe, and go!